Well, what did you expect? I'm over here. Or I'm over here. Who knows? I haven't got the monitor over there. So I'm looking at myself here. The camera is there. So sophisticated, isn't it? So here we are. I'm going to be doing some work today. So amuse yourselves. I'll just let a few people come in. So the point of this was that I want to do some work. I've just started a new draft and I need the accountability of this to get things done because I know what I'm like. So let's do that. Cool Gamers here. Hello, mysterious stranger. We'll just wait a few minutes for people to arrive in some form. While that happens, I will press this button. Fill the dead air with music. Royalty-free music, so I don't have to pay for it. It's even better. If you're just turning up, introduce yourself in the chat. There's no lurkers allowed on this channel. Not allowed. No, you have to be out and proud in public. Author JC come to say hello. Thank you. This was a spur of the moment thing. Let me know if you can hear me. I hope you can. Slightly tweaked setup today. Yes, we're going to get some words in. So, what are the plans for tonight? Apart from forcing myself to do this, that's a good question. 2 20-minute. I don't really want to call them sprints, but it's going to be like writing periods. We call them writing full stops because obviously we're British here. What are we all working on, or allegedly working, or pretending not to work on, which may or may not be a thing. Excuse me. We'll be starting very soon. AF Stewart's here. Hello. You're here for a minute. It's better than not turning up at all. Thank you. You know, will do. I know it is crazy time zones at the moment, isn't it? Right. So while we are doing stuff and things, I will make sure my document's open because that would be embarrassing, wouldn't it? Yes. If you have not seen the ticker that is along the bottom of the screen right now, ooh, look, I'm following it with my finger. Skills. Yes, subscribe to my newsletter for more stuff and things. If you're playing bingo, you would have got at least 2 by now. 3 if you count as epoxy scaffolding that won't go away. Ugh. Don't have building work done, which I didn't want it done, but got told I had to have it done. Alas, we are where we are. Ah, here we are, One Tarnation. You're stealing my line. It's, hands off. Well, I'm just going to talk to myself in lieu of doing work. I mean, that's the ultimate procrastination. Is it not? Sadly, I'm not quite as photogenic or conversational as most of these people who do these streams. So you'll have to put up with me. The question is, what am I working on? Book 2 of my new series. I've not even put out book 1 yet, so some would say this is foolhardy, some would say this is me being ultra productive. Why write the first book if you don't know how shit the first book is? You know what? Sod it. Usually I'm terrible at being productive, but let's try and embrace it for a little bit, because otherwise I've got to write this book in the fucking winter. And no, thank you. You're unpacking your office boxes and set up the office. Ooh, sounds juicy. I look forward to seeing your new office with all of its various decorations and stuff and things. They're saying hello to each other, which is very nice, very, very sociable. Me, on the other hand, I'm totally antisocial. It's one, anyway. For those that missed it, because I feel a lot of you weren't here at the very start of this stream, and if you're playing bingo, there's not bingo card from my streams, by the way. I'm just kind of latching onto the thing that people seem to be doing because that's basically all people do these days. They latch onto the popular thing and then milk it to death. So you know what? If you can't beat them, join them. Comments. Where this is the question. I think we're asking everyone. JC Carpenter is where is Barrett pushing his tiara? Or better, where are we hoping he doesn't put his tiara? Because that might make his eyes water. Don't quite know what else is going on here. Don't quite know what else to say at this point. I'm not very good at talking to myself. I'm not very good at talking to anyone, really. Ugh. Hang on. You had a moving day and you didn't bring everything. How does that work? Is it in storage? And was the truck not big enough? I mean, what a bizarre situation. So when you move house in the UK into our very tiny 875 square foot rabbit hutch, I find myself in, actually quite big by UK standards. Anyway, you usually just move everything in one day and then just sort of panic. I think the traditional time is to, officially cross the threshold at midday, and then gives you 12 hours to kind of just dump your stuff and do that. But I haven't moved in a while because that fills me with dread and anxiety. If you haven't been here before, I am Richard. Imagine that. If I click this, it'll actually see my name. There we go. I've written this book, which is allegedly good-ish, kind of, somewhat. If you subscribe to my newsletter, you will find out more stuff and things about me on a monthly-ish basis. What are we doing? Thank you. It's very kind. Shall we... Barrett, I hope you haven't started unpacking yet, because you're not allowed to unpack until the timer goes up. And, anything you've unpacked so far, you've got to put back in its box, but it doesn't count. Those are the rules. And if you break them, I will... I don't know what I'll do. I'll subtweet you. I don't know. My brand of weird perfectly aligns with ours. I'm sure some people would beg to differ, but I don't really care what those people have to say. Those people have probably already sweated out 45,000 words before breakfast while their email subscribers talk to each other. Oh, not too ready. Lauren's here. Thank you. Oh, by the way, I got a new microphone, so do I have to shout? I hope not. Right, shall we do this thing now? Now, usually on these streams, it's like, what timer do we use? Well, if only I hadn't gone and created a timer. Oh, God, it started already. Jesus. Right. So, what am I going to do? So, I started chapter 1, scene 1 yesterday. And I didn't finish it because it got late and I was tired. No. Lauren is asking the question of the hour, and I seem to have shifted up slightly when I click that button, which is incredible. We have all kinds of technology. It's interesting that you can't actually resize this. No, we don't do that. So, let's move that. Getting the big boy drafting keyboard out. This mofo. Oh God, it's heavy. Hang on. Got this thing, which is very clicky. It's a button that I can press without destroying everything. That's what I do all my first drafts on. Some people have a posh pen. Or some people have those light up keyboards, which are very, very aesthetically pleasing, but there's nothing about me that is aesthetically pleasing, so, you know, don't break the habits of a lifetime. Taking a break here now to chat with Lauren about the writing. I hope my poem wins. Oh, sugar, I wasn't supposed to say I entered. Act surprised. This thing is older than some of my friends. It's actually got a date that it was made on the back. I think it was the 27th of March, 1992. Oh, it's heavy. Oh, if I did anything, Cole's here. Hello. I think before we go into the first sprint, we have to address that some of you may have missed the opening to this stream. So we have to address that historical wrong in the way only I could possibly do it. There we go. Barrett says, lol. I'm on brand. Sweet man. Does this mean that Barrett is going to be on the next AuthorTube karaoke, going to be doing the American national anthem? The trouble with that is it's open to interpretation by all kinds of terrible singers, so they kind of like to do their own spin on it. But the British anthem, it is what it is. You don't improve on perfection. So you do it properly. Not this kind of taking a twist on it kind of thing. Right, I have prevaricated for far too long. I need to get a hoof on. Right. Consider it my request for next time. Actually, put it with the list of the other requests that I've made. Right, I'm going to do this. So let's do the thing. Okay, I need to get rid of that because writing is no longer happening. We are now just chatting. How did we get on? I think the chat started popping a little. I wasn't really paying that much attention. I was interacting because, of course, I have the attention span of a small gnome. Let's see. Scroll through. God, you lot don't often do this all the time, don't you? Okay, where were we? We were asking Barrett where he's putting his tiara, and we were speculating on that and trying not to be obscene, but alas, Lauren came in, Nicole came in. So we'll be playing it again very soon. That's why I don't mind. Overdo it. Morgan came in. Hello. Thank you. I don't know what's going on here, but we're doing stuff and things. Shannon's here from her vacation to wherever it is you went. That wasn't the AuthorTube writing conference, which was quite an event. I took part in it, which was also quite a thing. Hopefully you're kind of, getting back into the groove of things. I know, right? I've never written a book too before, so it's a bit scary and it feels like I'm writing my own fan fiction. So, listen, I've got to be my own biggest fan, so there's got to be something in it. What's happened? Bonnie, being Bonnie, is here for the sprint. Well, we won't chat too much because I don't like talking to myself like this. So we'll get into another sprint shortly. So I'm glad you're being productive, or I hope you're being productive at least. Lauren, it's almost up to book 3. Book 2 is definitely her favourite so far. I am very behind with my indie reading, so what's it called again? The Clash of Goddesses series, Tears of a Marigold is the first book. Then it's Soul of a Rose. No, it's Blood of the Lily first, then Soul of a Rose, then Tears of the Marigold. Don't ask me to be your publicist because I'm shit at it. Book 3 is great. Oh, we're talking about Shannon's series. Okay, excellent. Then we're going to the creepy where Shannon is hearing noises. Oh, we have one of these at work, and I use it all the time. It's a bit squeaky, so it's like, oh. That's the job. I'm actually not sorry if you can hear me typing, because this keyboard that I type on, as you can see, it has a little bit of personality to it because it's about 32 years old. But it does the job 98% of the time, so I don't care. Tap, 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 tap. It's really good. Got the music on. I think that in her vacation holiday time, Shannon has actually gone crazy. She's explaining she's hearing noises. Maybe it's the nightmare tenant. Maybe it is. By the way, remember, subscribe to my newsletter. Subscribe, or else. Also, if you want to just give me money, because I'm not above that in any way, shape, or form, you can donate to my Ko-fi, and possibly, I think it actually comes through on the screen. No one's haven't tested that yet because no one's given me any money, you cheap lot. The old school keyboard Richard sounds like a car engine dying on your new mic. What we've learned from this sentence is that Barrett needs to discover the comma. That's what I'm going to say about that. Barrett wants to burn his stuff, all of it, and can make s'more. That's what I want. Bloody s'more is. I mean, it's got marshmallow, so not a fan of marshmallow. Shannon, I enjoyed the vacay. I mean, it's grim using the word vacay. I thought that was a young person thing. But sadly, it's over, and I'm ready to be productive again, and a lot to catch on though with emails. Oh, I do love a good email. We should play a guessing game with the sound. It's not much fun if the host doesn't know what the sound is. We're nearly at the bottom of the chat. Ghosts sliding between wallpaper and walls. What you need, Barrett, is to finally hire that assistant. We need to get Brian back in because you need him. I am scared of this new mic now. I'll just have to mute myself when I'll leave that to your imagination. They're talking to each other. Barrett dusted his shelves and preparing to unpack the books that he kept. Well, as long as you kept this one. I mean, if you want to buy another copy or another box of copies, then you should do that. Yeah, I've been going through some stuff at home. I'm just sort of getting rid of stuff that hasn't been unpacked for about 8 years. Like, bin, don't need you anymore. Where are we? Great way to reconnect with family. Hosting a writing conference in the first half of the year. It's been intense, has it not? Just this thanks because I mentioned her series, and possibly in the right order, but probably not. I know, right? 2 books in 1 year. You should all subscribe to Shannon's channel for more writing stuff and things. Commas are for punks. I think your favourite punctuation, Barrett, is the semicolon. It's open for interpretation, isn't it? Right, shall we go in for Sprinto number 20, which may be the last one because I'm kind of, only thought I'd be doing this for about an hour. So we could do another sprint and then we could talk about something else. I won't force you to sit through the national anthem, though, unless you want the 5-minute version. Oh no, I'll be good. Right. See, don't tempt me, because it is literally about 2 clicks away, and I'll be good. Right. I forgot to ask, how did we all get on in that sprint? I wrote 506 words, which is half of my daily word count goal at the moment. Just trying to get 1,000 in a day. Kind of like, I see the start of this draft as a bit like the whole snowball. I think you start small and then as you kind of get there. Bonnie has posted a comment. On a mission to get to this chapter. You've got it. We can do it. We'll all do it together. We'll all magically will you into getting through that chapter. Are you editing, drafting, or somewhere in the middle? And Barrett, there is a 5-minute version. I've threatened to use it for my AuthorTube writing conference presentation. I'm sure I told you about it. Pay attention. Oh dear. And oh dear, here we go. It is Tricks by Adrian, Appearances by Adrian, Entrances by Adrian, all of the Adrians. Sadly, our other good friends, Amelia and Chris Kenny, are not here because they are in Cyprus on their, I think it's a honeymoon. Let's talk about that, shall we? Actually, there's not much to say because I don't have like a sort of direct feed to it. Anita's back. That is good. You can come and join in on the chaos. We're about to start another writing sprint as soon as I can stop being distracted by everyone. Hang on. Shannon has written 34k of my next book, but I need to rewrite a lot of that. Almost done making an outline of what I've written to see what I want to keep. That's interesting. I mean, usually I'll start with the outline first, but actually that's actually, sometimes just getting it down is a good place to experiment with what you're doing. So, well done. I think, you know what? It's not wasted words, even if you don't use much of it. You've kind of just got yourself going. So, well done. All the love in this room. Where is it? But I got rid of all of that. They are indeed on a belated honeymoon. So, try not to visualise too many parts of that. I hope they haven't been holding it in for like 6 months. That'd be interesting. I'm going to stop talking about them now because I'm going to get myself in lots of trouble. Is this finally the thing that gets me cancelled? Who knows? Who knows? This is the thing. This is the thing. So I will be starting the next sprint very shortly. I do promise. Do slap me if I don't do it. So I am working. I've got my outline here, document there. I've got 2 screens. And already 2 scenes into this book, I've wandered off from the outline. And I spent fucking days putting this outline together. I say days, you know. Went through that very rigorous process I've got. So I'm not going to lie, Adrian. Excel is open. Now, if I was daring, I would share the screen with you. But what? He says. Oh! It did, just for a brief glance. Okay. You're damn right. Spread the love. Spread the love. Right. Agent says my sprints are 60 minutes long, my breaks are between 120 minutes. You know what? Just get something done. If you wrote 5 words, that's 5 more words than you had earlier. Right, let's do this. Right, bye. Oh, God. Should I say one thing? The keys, I'm kind of trying to do a typing ASMR, so buttonet. Also, maybe typing louder than I need to be for dramatic effect. Oh, I forgot how loud the bell was. So I was like, oh shit. I have just breached 1,024 words, so I hit my goal for this stream. That's good. That's 10 the bloody music off. Right, the chat was hippity hopping in. So let's go and do that. Well, that's what some people call it. Yes, it was Big Ben. It was a British themed timer. So, we talked about the honeymoon before I got myself in trouble. Shannon went on tangents. Work it out. I did flash you with my spreadsheet, so I apologise in advance. So actually, in retrospect, if that was not the done thing, spread the love. We will let them decide. We had a poll. Apparently, people don't want to listen to my clacky keyboard. While I disagree with that poll in the strongest possible terms, I will obey and live with the decision until I forget about it later. Nick turned up. Thank you. I'm glad you could turn up in this amazing thing that we are doing. Don't encourage him. Don't encourage him. See, JC likes it. She likes the yeah. So I'm on Team JC there. We had a discussion about a crackling sound, which I couldn't find out. I think it disappeared in the end. Did wake me up. I'm pretty pleased as well. I know it's not the highest goal in the world, but you know, it's something, isn't it? It's a pretty charm. I'm used to it. Just makes me think of the news at 10. I also disagree with the poll, but alas, we are where we are. We have to go with the will of the people. We can't, you know, I'm very much a Democrat, even if the public make the wrong choice, which usually they don't, but alas, we are where we are. I hope we all did well with our own stuff and things. This was kind of fun. I should probably do more of these. Probably going to start to land the plane, shall we say. We're going to come in for a little bit of a landing, shall we say. This was fun. I got a lot done. So I just thought I'd mention, by the way, I am reading at the moment one of my favourite books of all time, which is Jurassic Park by Michael Crichton. Because my series at the moment is sort of techno-thrillery, and not being funny, this guy, I would be happy if I could write a techno-thriller 1/10 as good as this chap could. And this is a fantabulous book. And also my copy. This is going to be a bit weird, but it's got a lovely... Does anyone else just sniff books, by the way? You can't do that with your bloody Kindle, can you? Okay, and we're going to stop that before I just end up making this a stream of me sniffing this book. So let's just see what the rest of the comments are saying. Shannon's pen ran out of ink, so she went online to buy more. So Shannon, can I just ask, are you using like a special pen? Because I just use this is a biro or pen that I got. I just have it floating around that I got from a storage company because they gave it to me. I am notoriously non-fussy. But seeing as we are on the subject, a lot of people have like a special Parker pen that they use. This noisy mofo is my Parker pen. That's how I roll, as I believe the kids say. I'm not being funny. I just love this whole idea that Shannon got distracted buying stationery, because I just love stationery and pens. I mean, I've got a drawer. I could fill my drawer with all kinds of accoutrements and pens and post-its, etc. I just love that sort of stuff. Anita, you're dead right. He was an amazing writer. We miss him. We need more of him. In this book, it's just fantastic because it blends the science in something you think is very believable, and it's one of the only books Oh no, that actually has graphs in it. Look, it's actually got a graph, and it's actually part of the story. And it's just fantastic. I mean, he's a big inspiration to me. I can't say fairer than that. Just a shout out to Ben Pick, who will be very happy if I mention Timeline. His book is coming out on Saturday. He's doing a stream on Barrett Laurie's channel, and his book, Falling Through, is a fantastic debut. It has very much Timeline vibes, so I would recommend checking out his book on Saturday. Yeah. Hang on. Next week, school starts the new year. Hang on. Now, this is strange because for us, the academic year starts in September to about July. So again, Americans doing it differently just to be contrary. Who knew? People look at you funny when you sniff books and go, I don't care. Hang on. Oh, this one's got quite a rich aroma. I bought this one pre-owned. It's a bit of a battered old copy, but it's a good book. And I have to say, I don't know if anyone else has found this. I'm going off on a tangent now. Getting hold of Michael Crichton's books is actually fucking difficult because a lot of them are either out of print or they're in this teeny tiny edition, which I'm not a big fan of. I like my books to be that 5, not that 5. I used to stick my face in the book when I walked past people because I didn't want to smell them. You don't want to smell the people. I mean, yeah, people do smell quite often. America's school starts every based on region. The northern states favour starting September. Again, the South is always behind the curve. Didn't they learn that in the Civil War? Oh, I'm definitely shut up about that. Michael Crichton is one of my favourite writers. I will show you my other favourite book of his, which I just happen to have here. This one is fucking fantastic. Love it, love it, love it. Read it, read it, read it. Who knows? You know, it's a bit like Seconds from Disaster. Strong perfumes, yeah. It's so good, isn't it? It's just amazing. It's just so thrilling. You don't expect it in a way, but obviously it is. Here in Maryland, they start in September after Labor Day. Sounds painful. I don't have anything else to talk about now. What do we have to talk about? That's a good question. So, I'm supposed to be querying a book this summer. Still haven't written the fucking query. Oh, what a twat. But I got some private proofs done of the draft on Amazon, and Barra showed him off in a video of his right at the end after all the mental health stuff that everyone else talked about. Anyway, it's not center of attention, that video. Very annoyed. This is my book that I'm going to be querying if I can ever get my finger out of my arse. It's the first time I've actually seen it. Actually, I've had these for a couple of months now. It's just so nice to finally have a book that's been as a digital file and a load of paper now as an actual book. Obviously, you'll never be able to buy this particular one because I don't own the cover. It's not finished. It's going to get queried, but it's just nice to have it as a book. And the Amazon printed books don't smell quite as nice. I mean, I just did get one of this recently. Oh, this is my new book, by the way. I bought Tom Dumbrell's book 3. Very good fantasy series. Go and follow him. Right. I've run out of things to whisper on about, and I want to go and have a drink. So, we are going to finally land this plane. We're not going to crash it, like in this book. But it is time for this old dinosaur to become extinct. You know what? I think we have to agree on some things, but yeah. Hang on, I'll get to Adrian's comment. Tom says he's done writing, does he? When did he say that to you? I'll be having words with him. I reckon he says that now, but give it a couple of months when he's rested. He'll be, nibbling away at another book. So I'm just waiting for Adrian to type. But he thinks he's done writing. Oh, there we are. He'll be back. He is like the literary Terminator. He is like Arnie, possibly. But yeah, that guy is not done. He thinks he is, but he needs to have a rest. And that little itch in his head will not stop until he starts writing again. I think he's learned a lot from that. Barrett, if you're still listening, you should do an interview with him on your channel. He'd be good for that. Just a hint. Yeah. I am going to do the thing where I have to press this button. Where is it? Right, this was fun. I'm going. I'm glad we could all have a bit of an experience here. I might do this again at some point, not regularly. And maybe we'll get some guests on. Or do I want guests? No. Probably with guests, you have to entertain them. I don't know if I can be bothered with that. We shall see. Anyway, I should now see what's happening. Bye. Bye, everyone. Bye. I'm going to talk until this thing... I know how we can end. So thanks all for coming, and we shall end this thing right now.